mean, it's alright, like...
Hi everybody, since season 3 of The Sex Lives of College Girls just ended, I thought I could make a casual video about it. I have issues with The Sex Lives of College Girls, and they've been there since the start. In this video, I'm going to be talking about only 7 of the issues for no other reason than these are just the ones I came up with. And the 7 sins of The Sex Lives of College Girls is kind of catchy, or at least I think it is, so that's the number I'm going with. I honestly don't know why I keep watching this show. It's kind of just something to watch, I guess. When it comes to season 3, I've seen people say that there's a noticeable dip in quality when it compared to previous seasons, which I think I'm inclined to say I agree with, although I don't think the show was ever that great to begin with. So it didn't really make much of a difference to me. I think some of the problems that exist in season 3 have always been there, but feel more pronounced as the show has gone on, and people are starting to lose a bit of their patience with them. Things that were excusable or dismissed in the past might not be as easy to excuse anymore, which tends to be the case when it comes to TV shows that have multiple seasons. I do want to give a disclaimer that this is just my opinion. It's not so serious. I'm just making a video because I felt like it, and none of these issues are like that. Well, some of them aren't that deep. Some are deeper than others, I should say that. My first issue with the show is that I really hate the styling on the show. I don't know why these characters are being dressed like this, especially Kimberly. It's honestly kind of offensive at times, although some outfits are better than others. I get it, they're supposed to be college students, and college students don't always dress the best, but I don't think they dress like this either. And you know what? The show's not realistic to begin with, so who cares if the clothes are? I think the styling got a little bit better in terms of some characters, but honestly, like, Leighton looked okay in the 3rd season, but that's because it wasn't Leighton, it was literally just Renee Rapp. Yeah, it's just not good. I'm like, maybe there are some college students that dress like this. In my experience, I didn't really see college students dressing like this, but what do I know? I just went to one college campus out of how many college campuses that exist in America. The second really heinous problem the show has is its writing, its storylines. In one season, a character has already gone through 5 different love interests. How is this even possible? And the characters themselves also call these flings and casual hookups relationships, like, really quickly, which boggles my mind. I feel like it just moves too fast. Like, it's just too fast. Legitimately, Kimberly has a new man every other episode, and I've seen this complaint on social media, so it's clearly not just me complaining about the Rolodex of men that they go through on the show. At a certain point, I was about to start agreeing with men's rights activists. Psych, not really. Like, these men are being exploited and objectified. I don't care, personally, but, like, I feel like I'm being forced to care. And I really don't want to care. Honestly, sometimes this show feels like it's regressing us as a society at times. Speaking of, the 3rd issue I have is the stances this show takes. They're very weak, to say the least. The show's politics are surface level at best, often having a childlike view of the world and kind of just naive all around, especially when it comes to Kimberly. Wait, I think most of my issues with this show revolve around Kimberly. It's just so obvious at times that the show thinks it's progressive, or at least trying to be progressive, but in that attempt to be progressive, it kind of becomes regressive. Or maybe the show doesn't think it's being progressive. I haven't read interviews of writers or show creators or anything for this show, so who knows? This is just my presumption. The 4th issue I have with this show is the sex scenes. I'm not a Puritan when it comes to this type of stuff, but sometimes I'm like, less is more. Like, oh my god. I get secondhand embarrassment. Yeah. There have been times where I have cringed, and I don't like to use the word cringe, but I feel like I can't think of any other word right now that can describe how I feel sometimes when watching the show. And it's not, yeah. Well, embarrassed works as well. The 5th problem I have is screen time. Why was Ruby Cruz barely in this show? They knew what they were doing by milking her for the 5 seconds she was actually on screen throughout the whole season, I swear to God. They kept putting her in promos even though she wasn't gonna be in the following episode. And when she was in the episode, she had like 1 line each episode. Why they wouldn't just make the British girl or Ruby Cruz the new roommate is beyond me. I'm not living for the new girl. I don't hate her, I just don't care. 6, the show has gotten too straight. I'm gonna say it. It was never really that gay to begin with, but man, does it feel even more straight now that Leighton is gone. Yes, I know they made Bella bisexual in the end of season 3. Well, I guess we'll see if that actually really makes a difference. I'm looking at you, Bella and Taylor shippers. We'll see if that ever amounts to anything. I kind of viewed the Bella and Taylor shippers with skepticism, but I was like, it could happen. I didn't think it was impossible, but there needed to be one thing, one major thing that had to happen before that could even become a possibility. And that one thing, the show just did, which is confirming Bella's bisexuality. I was like, if they're gonna go that route, they have to do that. And since they did it, I'm like, oh, maybe they will go that route? Like, I'm not mad. I'm not particularly dying for it either, but we just need to see. I guess, maybe that relationship will last longer than any of the other 3 episode relationships that have lasted on this show. And lastly, the songs. The music is just not good. I usually don't care when it comes to 30-minute comedies like this, but I needed another issue for this video, so I just chose to say the music. Anyway, that's it for the short video. Don't take anything I say too seriously. I just wanted to make a video because season 3, well, when I wrote the script, it kind of recently ended, but I guess it's been some time now. I know I could have talked way more in depth about things, but especially like the writing choices on the show, but honestly, the show doesn't have much depth itself, so I don't really know how much I could really dive into it. I think I'd be struggling. And honestly, there are a lot of better and funnier comedy shows about women / featuring women out there that are worth watching, in my opinion, over the sex lives of college girls. I recently just finished watching all 3 seasons of Getting On, a comedy workplace show about nurses and doctors in the geriatric ward of a hospital. It's based off, I actually watched the American adaptation. It's based off a British one, which I didn't know about, but I am interested in watching, and I think I'll probably watch that next. But the American version stars Alex Borstein, Niecy Nash, Laurie Metcalf, and Mel Rodriguez, and it's pretty darn funny. All 3 seasons are streaming on Max if y'all are interested, but obviously there are other ways to watch it. Wink, wink. I don't disapprove of sailing the high seas. There's also Pen 15, Fleabag, Hacks, Such Brave Girls, Deadlock, Bad Sisters, Dairy Girls, Insecure, Chewing Gum, Broad City, Miranda, etc., etc. All these shows, in my opinion, are simply better than the sex lives of college girls. They have better performances, tighter writing, more interesting characters, sometimes really deep and hard-hitting moments, and are simply able to better balance humor and drama when it wants to. That's just something I don't see the sex lives of college girls doing. But who am I kidding? I'll probably still watch the show when and if a new season comes out. Because I'm predictable. All in all, the show has and always will be, to me, a popcorn show. Something I can just put on and not think too much about. If I saw that a new season came out, I'd likely put it on, but I wouldn't really miss it if it got canceled. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know what you thought about season 3 or the rest of the show as well. I would love to read your comments. Discourse is fun sometimes. Well, sometimes. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.